Okay, so now I've already shown you the USDA statistics site. Okay, for this week, the other website that we are going to be utilizing for agronomy type stuff is going to be what's called CropScape. Okay, so you'll click on this on our Moodle homepage, and then you can go ahead and click right on this CropScape link. Okay, if you want to copy and paste this for later use, or this is the actual website that we're using. So, okay, so this is the homepage for CropScape. And there's a ton of information you can get from this website as well. Okay, this doesn't give you the dollar amounts and stuff like that the statistics site does, but this gives you a visual map of what is produced in whatever area you're looking at in the United States. You can tell that it's all over the United States, and you can go any direction and see what's grown. Okay, so if we leave it in, we can check these background layers. We'll just leave that as is. This cropland data layers, you can switch it to any year that you'd like to see. We'll just leave it in 2016 for our purposes, so last year. Then there's all these other different layers that you can play around with, but we won't be using those for this week's assignment. But you can do all sorts of fun, cool stuff with this map, okay? So the first thing that I want you to do is you've got your little cursor here. First thing that I want you to do is click this plus sign, and we're going to zoom in on the area around Powell. Okay, so we're going to click, and it'll take a few clicks to get zoomed in to where we're going here. Okay, so if we keep clicking, this little pink area of farming is going to be kind of that area right around Powell, and it shows you the county line so you can kind of get an idea of where you're at if you're maybe from Lovell or from south of Powell or over by Cody or something. Kind of gives you an idea. But for our purposes right now, we'll just kind of zoom in around Powell. Okay, so you can zoom in more if you want to. I'll just stay at this distance, I guess, and we'll go from there. Okay, so just from a bird's eye view, you can kind of see all the different crops that are grown. Okay, and right now you don't know what color is what here, but it kind of shows you the diversity, and it shows you the field shapes and sizes and all that good stuff. Okay, so click back to our hand. Okay, so if you scroll across these, you can see all the different buttons that they give you. A query is going to be kind of a list or identify a crop at a pixel. So you can click here, and it should tell you that that field is dry beans. Okay, where this field here is going to be barley. Okay, so then that'll kind of give you your color coding of what we're looking at. Okay. If we keep going, you can input a location rather than clicking and zooming in. You can define an area of county. We'll come back to this one because that's one we're going to use. Import an area of interest, clear the area, area of interest statistics, and some of these are only in certain forms, but you can try those on your computer in the computer lab and see if they work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to define an area of interest. Okay, and for the first part of the assignment, I don't care if you make the box huge or if you make it small, or I don't really care the size. Okay, so for me, I'm just going to go something like that. Okay, and so what it does is within this box, this is all the information that's going to spit back at us. Okay, so we have our area of interest. And so if we click on that little bar chart, then it's going to spit this out. Okay, so within this box, this is the total amount of acreage, and corn was, at 2,700 acres. Barley was at a little over 10,000 acres. You scroll down here, and it kind of gives you all different things. You can see here at the bottom it does shrubland, woody wetlands, wetlands, forest, stuff like that, barren. Okay, if you don't want to include that, go ahead and click on that, and it'll only do the crop categories. Okay, so it took out most of those at the bottom. Okay, it's going to leave these in because fallow or idle cropland, maybe someone rested it a year or something like that. This grass and pasture, that could be harvested for hay, so that's why that's considered a crop. And you still have some other hay acres, but kind of necks it down to more of the grains. Okay, so then if we have these, then you can go from there and you can get visuals. You can click on bar charts and it'll show you how much of each in your area of interest is grown. It can give you a pie chart, okay, and that'll show you what's all being grown. So I want you to do one of those, and it'll explain in the assignment how I want you to do these, okay. But then this is the button that I'll want you to click, okay, but export table as a file. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to click on that, and it'll export it to Microsoft Excel, okay. My laptop doesn't have Excel, so I'm not going to be able to do that for you, but you guys are experts at Excel, so you should be able to navigate it from there, okay. So your area of interest is going to spit this out and shoot it over to Excel, and it'll load it up. Something to remember is that once you export that data to Excel, you'll want to save as, and there will be a selection at the bottom. You want to make sure and save it as a Microsoft workbook, an Excel workbook, okay? It will be in an incorrect format. It'll look just like an Excel workbook, and everything will be great until you go to save it after you've done all your work, and then you'll have a problem. So make sure the first thing that you do when you put it into Excel is to hit that Save As button and switch it to an Excel workbook format, okay? So that's kind of the basics of CropScape. That should hopefully kind of guide you through the rest of the assignment, but hopefully that kind of helps. Let me know if you have any questions, but good luck with your assignment, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.